we all went with FaZe. I said yesterday, FaZe 3-0, this and that. This is going to be a waste of time. This series is going to be boring, this and that. No! Seattle proved us wrong. They
didn't prove shit wrong.
Crazy upset.
What do you mean they didn't prove shit wrong? You say you want to blow it up.
I still do.
You want to blow it up? They just beat Atlanta FaZe. They just beat Atlanta FaZe. Now you want to blow it up.
Bro, think about this.
What's wrong with you, Pat?
This was a 3-0 if there wasn't a game 5 fucking or a round 11 Tuscan control or S&D. Like, it literally came down to a 6-5. Otherwise, this was a 3-0. This is, to me, I'm not impressed. Like,
why not?
If you're a Seattle Surge fan, why are you impressed by another game 5 grueler?
Because they're playing Atlanta FaZe,
can't
Pat.
do anything.
I disagree, Pat. Seattle.
There's nothing impressive about this Seattle team. Mac played amazing today. Congrats to him.
He's always been playing amazing, even at the majors.
He's been doing that.
Best player.
But he played amazing today. But at the end of the day, this team is still going to finish middle of the pack, bottom in their groups, go to LAN, get upset, and it'll be rinse and repeat.
Why, Pat? Pat, I got a question for you, though, Pat.
And not to mention, Tom, they played Atlanta FaZe on Bocage Hardpoint, the one team that is of 6-0 in a game mode, can't lose it to anybody. And they're just like, oh,
Pat,
yeah, we'll
Pat,
play
let me just ask you this, Pat. Hey, Ben, shut your mouth. Pat, I want to talk to you, Pat.
What's up, Tom?
What makes you think Seattle Surge can't get better throughout the year and be a better team? What makes you think? Why is there that like wall there? Why don't you think they? Why do you think they're gonna be
overrated, Tom? I just don't think they can slay consistently to be a top team. Like we mentioned, this came down to a Tuscan S&D 6-5 Seattle win. If FaZe win that, this is a 3-0 series, and we're on the show talking about how we were right and how this was a snooze fest.
This should have been a 3-1 Seattle. They shouldn't have thrown map 3. They shouldn't have gone to a map 5.
That's the same logic.
They look good today, Pat.
Give them every round, Ben. I'm talking about one S&D round.
Seattle definitely threw map 3.
I'm talking about one S&D round. And this is
it goes in the other way too here.
And FaZe tweeted like they were obviously struggling, whatever, but if you think this one result is changing something for this overrated Seattle team, then you're drunk. I don't know who your dealer is,
hold on.
but hit me up because I want to get on what you're on.
This
Seattle team is not good.
So you, Pat, you think
good since the kickoff.
You think after this dub they're gonna go into their next series? You think it's just gonna go right back to just inconsistent Seattle? They're gonna lose.
I mean, they'll get some. They'll probably get some wins, Tom. They just won't get any impressive ones. They'll probably get a couple wins like they did in Major 1, but it'll be the same thing.
Why do you think that is, though, Pat?
Clutch up.
What is it? Is it their talent, their teamwork? Like, what? They have so much talent. They have Mac, Pred, and Sabe is such a good core 3, and then they have Lamar. Lamar was the Iceman in the beginning. Lamar's been piecing up.
Tom, if they're all playing at their peak, you're right. But this team cannot put it together at the same time.
So that's what you're saying. Inconsistencies, and you don't see them getting more consistent. Is what you're saying.
Slayers just can't slay at the same time. Like, let's look at their stats from this series.
I agree. Disagree with Pat's take. I agree that I think the where this team's like gonna probably net is top 6, top 8. They're kind of almost like a floor that can beat to anyone, lose to anyone. But I also think this team has a crazy ceiling because of the individual skill of all these players. And the leadership that Lamar
Fred, negative. Lamar, negative.
Yeah, and
Mac, plus 17.
Shocking.
But Pat, you also said it. They fucked up the veto. Go ahead, Ben. I'm sorry.
If you talk to any team,
I'm sorry.
Before Kickoff Classic, they would tell you, bro, Seattle is disgusting in practice. This Pred guy seems like a really good pickup. Sim looks like he's the mainstay in the league. And they played well at Kickoff Classic. And listen, let me finish before you start.
Go ahead.
Like, I think that the thing they're in now is they need to figure out what their identity is. Now that all the teams have caught up to them, they've got individual skill. Mac played incredible in this series, and Dante played some of the best COD that we've seen from him in the last couple of weeks. But,
which is not
if you're going to
0.6 to a 0.9. Yes.
If you're going to keep cutting me off,
I'm not cutting you off. I'm just fact checking as you go.
My point to you with Seattle is that we need to see more consistency out of them because they were the way better team in this series. They showed up today and fried.
I thought they were a better team too.
They played horrible today, and Seattle fried. And we really need to see the Seattle team play at this level more often. Their next team they're going to play, by the way, after this match, they got to play Optic next Friday.
Jesus, they're giving these guys the blender, bro. What the fuck?
Well, last point. Imagine they go pull up the Optic series and win. The whole
Hold
narrative
on.
on their team changes.
Hold on. Did you just say the Seattle team fried?
Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry. There's no. There's no way.
They were the better team today.
Is
But
a team that gets smoked game 1, game 2 goes round 11, game 3 you can say they threw, but it was still a round fucking 5 control. So they checked out. That's what this says to me. They were checked out. They
shouldn't be checking out because they got people with 2 rings on this team.
What do you mean they were checked out? They were up to they should have.
Are you fucking crazy?
No, I said they checked out map 4 and then obviously it carried on map 5.
Bro, these guys have historically been a very good game 5 team the last couple of years. Like I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, like there was a stretch last year where they were playing really poorly. They're grinding out game 5s. There's a stretch in Modern Warfare.
In Modern Warfare, they were winning all their game 5s.
They were grinding out game 5s around 11s. But this year, I've noticed they've just been the end of these series and the endurance factor. They just run out of gas and they're horrible. Like that's a big warning sign for me that they got to work on. Like there are going to be days you're going to come on and the gun skill's not going to be there, teamwork's not going to be there. But as like a team that's got a lot of rings, you should be able to figure out and grind out the series. And right now, they don't have that in them. Yeah, and I saw someone put in the chat, and I want someone to double check that they were 8-8 in game 5.
8-8, Ben, you were wrong.
Modern Warfare, though, their game 5 record's insane.
That was Major Mania, a completely different team, 5v5. We're talking about in 4v4, Ben, and you said FaZe is traditionally a very dominant game 5 team, but I got a stat here that says in Cold War, FaZe was 8-8 in game 5s, and they're 3-2 this year. So no, they are not traditionally a
Who's your source, Pat? Who's your source?
My source is
I will say
Turtle.
This, I will
Mr.
say
Turtle.
I will say this, Pat. At the end of the year, they got very good at playing those best of 9s when they got mixy at the end of those series, like against Toronto Ultra when it was super.
I think they're a dominant
back and forth. They were grinding out the 7-8 maps. So I mean that's my thing.
That's a good counter, Ben. You're right. In finals, they would dominate in search.
Look what happened in this best of 9, bro. They had that important situation, had no control, and they faded after that map. Like they've got to get better at the endurance factor in some of these series. Best of 5, best of 9 doesn't matter. Like is what it is.